Hope everybody had a good weekend.
Yeah, it was all right. Thanks. How about yours?
Pretty good, pretty good. It's warming up here. It's warming up.
Yeah, the opposite here.
Oh, nice.
Dropped into the old negatives now.
Oh, negative Nelly.
That's lovely.
Yeah. Well,
It's pretty brutally cold in Berlin this week. Not
minus,
this week, but it's been kind of nice.
minus
AC is
What's that?
That's just space heater situation treating you.
Oh yeah, that's the heating got fixed on Wednesday. Thank God.
Oh, hallelujah.
God. Yeah, that is really important. Cheapers.
It's been like sort of minus 5-ish consistently.
Right. Oh God. Jeepers. Yeah. It gets brutal. The thing is here, when it gets to like 6 or 7 degrees, it's so cold. It feels so cold because the houses just aren't built for anything near that. So you don't really feel it in Germany if the heating's working.
Yeah, it's true. Actually.
All right. Well, so over the weekend, we had some good liquidity coming in. We had our meeting with the guys. We had a Twitter Spaces on Friday with the Chainlink team, which was really good. We had a really great conversation, and a lot of people tuned in. Something like 500 in the first sort of little bit, and then more later on. So really, really happy about that. And we've got to take that and make some YouTube clips and videos and sort of, put that out there. Meanwhile, working on the pitch deck because I think we could do with some injection of liquidity for the pools because we are getting kind of popular now. Although over the weekend we've had a bunch of liquidity coming in to the standard. So it was like it went up to, I think we went up to 740k TVL, which is cool. There was 80k of USDC. Now it's down to 60. So that's getting cool. It is slightly under €1, but I think we need to just keep pushing people, putting USDC in to lift that and tweaking the incentives on the USDC front. But yeah, it's definitely heading in the right direction. I'm really happy with how it's heading, and looking forward to hearing about the liquidation pools from you, and then I'll hand it directly over to you.
Yeah, that's what I was spending most of last week working on. And we did sort of the testing of the first version of it. But I want to make some tweaks to it, which I started doing on Friday. It was a little bit complicated, so hopefully I'll sort of finish those tweaks today, and maybe we can do get another test version out today or tomorrow.
Yeah.
Which is sort of will time block the stakers. I think, to be honest, I'm just going to do like maybe one day. Just block it for like one day, because I think like the only risk is if a user were to like sort of monitor that a vault is about to be liquidated and then jump in.
Sort of sniper it.
Yeah. Like there's no other way of like kind of taking advantage, because they'll just earn what they're due to earn after. So it's not. So I think just sort of blocking, even just blocking it for an hour would probably be fine, but like forcing people to kind of stake for 24 hours before they start earning seems fine to me.
Yeah, I think so too.
And then there's some other tweaks to make, like the balance of like fees, what's going to go to them and what's going to go to us. I guess I don't know if you and Philip made a decision about what we want to do there.
Yeah, well, let's
And
jump on
then-
a call there, Philip, and finalize that, because
Yeah, we could talk about that maybe in the product meeting after this.
yeah,
And then the last thing is that I'm gonna, like, once I release those next testnet versions, I'm gonna start kind of trying to come up with that history, like recording the history of the vault to show users like their value increasing
yeah,
on
awesome.
a chart somehow.
Yeah, that's great. It's fantastic.
So they can kind of see like the point where they've lost, maybe if they've lost a bunch of their URS stake, like that they've gained more value in terms of other rewards. So yeah,
Yep.
that's the plan.
Yep. Yeah. Excellent. I was looking at something. What was it the other day? Yeah, that's right. Spotify. Basically, what Spotify did is they gave people, like, at the end of the year, statistics of their listening or something.
Yeah,
and then like
Spotify Wrapped.
yeah, and that took off, and then it became really shareable. Like, people could share these things, and people wanted to share it. It was just info about their listening, in this sort of over sort of watched society that we live in now. People love to have statistics for everything. But they love it. They love to see the statistics of stuff and then share them. So it then caused Apple and everyone else to copy that system, and because people were sharing it like crazy. So cool, awesome. And I have a meeting today with the auditing company, Cyphrin. So it might be good for you to jump on that, Ewan. That's it.
Sure.
That's in like half an hour, I think. Oh no, it's at 8:30 my time, and it's it's 5 to 8 now. So yeah, is that right, George? When you sent me that?
Let me check. It's at 1 p.m. my time, which would be 12 p.m. in Germany.
Oh, okay, right. So in a while.
So about an hour and a half. Yeah.
No, hang on, more, because it's only 8 o'clock now. Yeah. All right, cool. So yeah, that
I'll add you into the invite.
yeah, if you could, that'd be great. Absolutely fantastic. All right, hand it over to the Moonmeister.
Thank you. It's not too interesting this week, I guess. I've mostly just been working on building the front end stuff for the upcoming liquidation pools bits that Ewan's been working on, and making adjustments there, and obviously going through the feedback rounds with yourself and Philip and everyone else for the visuals and everything of it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, cool. So, and that's live on beta, right?
Yes.
Awesome. Yeah, cool. All right, George.
Yeah. Busy week last week. We are live with our snapshot DAO voting. So feel free to head over there. I'll get the links into the description here on YouTube. So we're voting on the Cyphrin audit, and we're voting on our marketing regarding our roundtables, discussing either on Twitter Spaces or move over to YouTube. So yeah, feel free to start voting over there. And that is part of the roadmap. So that would unlock that grant as well from Arbitrum. Just going to catch up with those guys regarding the grant this week. And like Josh said, Chainlink, we had a big spaces on Friday. We're up to close to 800 listeners on that, so that was pretty good. And also, yeah, like Josh said, regarding TVL, had a look today, it's at 776K. So quite a big jump from last week, about 100K. Also, last week we were discussing with some liquidity / yield farming experts, just getting some advice and advisory discussions there. Also, we were part of the Chainlink Build Community Advocates Call, which goes out to all the Chainlink Build projects. And we also had a call with Pax Gold regarding liquidity on Arbitrum, which we're looking to continue and hopefully get them to put more liquidity onto Arbitrum to use it as a collateral type for us.
Yeah, one of the concerns they had.
Go on, Josh.
One of the concerns they had is that if they don't, if they basically, you can bridge Pax over, but as soon as you bridge it over, they lose all control of those new tokens because they have regulatory oversight. It's a real pain in the butt for them to create a new contract over on Arbitrum, like any new coin on a new chain, even though it's the same coin, but it's on a different chain. They have to jump through a million hoops and pay a million regulators for that. And so this is the pain point for them, basically. And if they bridge over their Pax Gold from Ethereum, the new ERC20s over on Arbitrum basically don't have any of the clawback stuff that they've coded into their ERC20s over on Ethereum. So that's their struggle. But they said that they're working on it to get that sorted because they do really love what we're building. They think it's a really great use case, and they're willing to have a partnership moving forward. So yeah, I think it's just a slow process. It's one of these things. Paxos is like working with a big large bank. It's very structured and regulated, and it just takes time. You can't just spin on a dime. It's just a process. Yeah.
Yeah. Would it be worth speaking to other tokenized gold / metals options?
Yes. Yep. Absolutely, it would. Yeah. Yep. It would.
All right. Nice one. Merkle rewards are now live from last week as well, which is great. Or targeted liquidity regarding one-sided liquidity, so that's live. And we also had the interview with Crypto Crow YouTube channel as well. And so this week, meeting with Cypherin was booked in for today. We've got a meeting with Tyco, which is a smaller or newer, I should say, L2 Ethereum, to have a conversation just to see what they're doing. Introduction. Also planning to have an announcement with Peanuts regarding our partnership, and following up on other partnership stuff that we've been going through.
Yeah, well done, George. There's a lot of stuff there. It's really good, and it's exciting. For anyone watching and listening, we really are looking for an advisor on the liquidity front. If you're a hardcore yield farmer and that's all you do, you just focus on all these different yields and techniques for earning yields and see what works. We'd love to get your advice on how best to incentivize yield farmers like yourself to come and stake USDC into the URS pool, because this is basically the last piece of the puzzle. And I think we're doing the right thing, though. I got to say, I think the Merkle solution was really good. That partnership with Angle Money was solid, so that if you do stake just USDC, just one-sided liquidity, you can head over to Merkle right now and claim really strong rewards. And I think that might be helping push forward. It's really hard to know if that is what's pushing it forward or if it was just us being on the Twitter Spaces with Chainlink. But generally speaking, it's I think it's the right tweak, and we'll just have to keep on tweaking.
Did you already publish like a guide for the Merkle that works?
No, that's the next step. Yeah, absolutely. I might just record a video going through that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Philip, speaking of...
Yeah, I mean, you took basically a lot of stuff already I want to continue with. Also, we put more liquidity in the liquidity pools. We charged the Nitro rewards. Unfortunately, with the Gamma, it's not really working yet on the USDC EURS pool until sort of the US dollar euro exchange rate is there. But I'm going to ask them to make it maybe a bit more loose, because even USDT or DAI or USDC is not 100% pegged to the US dollar, because it's a coin. So maybe we can get a bit more wiggle room there.
Yeah.
Then we also set up again, what you just said, the Merkle rewards, which is just a passive way to watch the liquidity pool where users have put liquidity in that. Then you can actually just go to the website and claim a reward. In this case, if you put in USDC, what you just said. The other thing is the thing with Beefy. This is Beefy Networks. You can actually Beefy is a platform where you can put your liquidity pool tokens in. So you supply liquidity like usual, get your liquidity pool tokens, your LP tokens, and sort of stake them into this Beefy. So it's sort of it takes your LP tokens, and any rewards that you get for liquidity is automatically repositioned into the pool as more liquidity. So it's like it has a compounding effect.
Nice. Sounds beefy.
Cool. Yeah, that sounds beefy. That's about it.
Okay, cool. Excellent. Thorex, over to you, Mayan.
Okay, yeah. There is a few update aside. The storytelling campaign successfully ended. We had low participations due to the exploit, I think. The rewards will be distributed soon. And some members were asking about if the team is thinking about moving the liquidity pool from V3 to V2, then how they will be able to move the liquidity, because some of them locked their liquidity to the for a few months in the V3 flow pool. And another thing is I have sent the bounty campaign draft to the designer, and it will be ready within 2 days. I think I will share it with Josh once it is done. Yeah, that's from my side.
Yeah, excellent. Well, to the people that staked for longer, the V3 pools aren't going anywhere. They're still there. They'll still be incentivized. It's just that trying to simplify the process for noobs, basically, because it is so complex. The V3 pools is even with automated liquidity management through Gamma, it's still tricky as even that word, automated liquidity management through Gamma. Who the hell knows what that even means unless you've done hours of research. So basically trying to simplify it for folks where they can just add liquidity through a V2 pool and then basically go and stake their LP tokens somewhere. Camelot has that ability to stake that, and actually you can stake it using their system where they have these things called SP NFTs. So they basically, what happens is that you stake into the liquidity pool, and rather than getting LP tokens, it automatically takes the LP tokens you would have gotten and wraps it into an NFT, which is similar to the V3 position. And then you get the same rewards as you do. So the rewards we're still giving through the Nitro pools and everything will be handed to both the V3 pool stakers and the V2 pool stakers. But yeah, so I know that sounds a bit tricky, but I will hopefully sooner than later make some tutorials so that people get it and can participate a lot easier without worrying. The main thing is to try and reach that peg now. It's kind of a tricky situation because if, like, for people trying to add liquidity now while it's slightly under €1, like the EURUS is slightly under €1, they just place more liquidity in the way, so it becomes harder to repeg, you know? So it's tricky. So trying to find the right time to do that. But I guess there's just never any time, and what we're hoping for is just for larger whales to, once we become big enough, there just will be arbitrage opportunities that will link back up and resync the thing. Also, people right now can pay off their debts for cheap. So if you do have a debt out there, go and buy up EURUS from the Camelot DEX and with USDC or with anything actually, and that'll help us to repeg. And well, we're already fairly pegged. It's a new protocol, so we can't expect everything to be perfect, but we're a few cents under. And but yeah, because it's fully over collateralized, there is only one thing and there's only one way to go, and that's to repeg, because people will need to buy EURUS to pay back their debts. Yeah, and Ethereum's going up in price, so whoever took out debts is looking pretty good. They're only getting more collateralized, so fantastic, everyone. All right, yeah, well, I think that's it. Thank you very much, everyone, and I look forward to seeing you guys in cyberspace. Ciao, everyone.
Bye. Hey.